Hi guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. This is just going to be kind of like a quick question and answer with some of the questions that were left on the last lavender video. The first thing that I want to say in addressing the last lavender video is the wig. I get it. It was a bad wig. I haven't worn that wig since, so stop clowning me about it. I know it was bad. Every time I look at that thumbnail and the video in general, I like cringe. So trust me, you don't have to remind me about the bayangs. I get it. So let's hop right into the questions.
How you living?
So I kind of wrote down the topics here. You can't really see them, but I wrote down the topics in some notes because these were like the top 5 things that people kind of focused on. So the first thing that I saw a lot of comments about was like grinding it and kind of asking like, do you have to grind it? Is it necessary? It is not necessary to grind it, but just like with any other flour that you might burn, grinding it kind of makes it burn slower. Because I've tested it both ways. If you don't grind the lavender, it does burn a lot faster. And depending on how quick you're getting it, like where you're getting it, like Amazon, the store, whatever, it might be more beneficial to you to grind it. I mean, obviously you get the same effect from non-ground lavender, but when it comes to like burning time, grinding is definitely the way to go personally for me. If you don't really care about, how quick you run through it, then don't grind it. That's the bottom line for that one. The smell. So I kind of mentioned in the last video, like the stench of it, but pretty much it's just like a dense, heavy floral smell. It's not something that like your landlord is going to call the cops about. It's not something that, your neighbors are going to be like, oh my God, they're smoking this again. But it is something that, you can't hide from a roommate or a parent or anything along those lines. It's a very intense smell in my opinion. But it's like I said, it's just like a floral smell. I don't know if, ever playing around, you like burn some flowers or like if you smudge sage, I kind of compare it to that scent in a sense that it's like dense. Like you can always smell when someone's burning sage. So it is noticeable, but it's not like, oh my God, they're smoking lavender, but there is a smell to it. A couple of people asked if it matters if they get organic lavender or not. So just like when you're at the grocery store and you see like the organic apples, all that stuff, it all boils down to like the chemicals that are in it. I personally like to get organic lavender simply because I don't want extra chemicals going into my body. I also know that it's smoking, so no matter what, there are going to be things going into my body, but the less the better in my opinion. So if you can find organic lavender, definitely do it. But the main point that I wanted to point out was that, they make lavender for soap. They make lavender for like candles and stuff. You don't want to use that lavender. You want to use lavender that can be consumed. So just make sure that like when you're on Amazon or Etsy or in the store that you are looking for that made for consumption, like little note at the bottom or something, because you don't want to be smoking soap lavender because the chemicals in that I cannot imagine. So just make sure that you are getting a lavender that is safe for consumption, organic or not. Is it safe to smoke often? So you are still smoking. You're still inhaling stuff into your lungs. So I definitely wouldn't smoke it often. I only smoke it when I feel a lot of anxiety or when I feel like I really can't go to sleep. And realistically, it's probably about like max once a week. I don't smoke it that often. I definitely don't recommend, just like with anything, your body will build up a tolerance to it. So just keep that in mind. If you are someone who wants to smoke it every day, I mean, that's definitely up to you. But in terms of the tolerance to lavender and how it makes you feel and everything, I would not recommend smoking it that often. And also your lungs. And then last but not least, my favorite question, because there were so many of them, but lavender will not get you high. It won't. If you're looking for something to kind of like replace weed, like how weed makes you feel, or, this is not it at all. Like you're literally, unless you're like an indica girl, it's really not going to give you that same effect, because indica kind of leaves you in the couch. But it just relaxes you. That's it. And if you're someone who's looking to get away from that high feeling and get away, because I, dabble in the devil's lettuce, sorry mom. But if you're someone who's looking to get away from the feeling of being high and kind of like the anxiety that comes with it and everything, then lavender is for you. If you're looking to replace the high or kind of get something to hold you over, I definitely don't think this will be helpful whatsoever. So thank you guys for watching. I hope that lavender can kind of bring you the relaxation and joy. Why did I say relaxation like that? Relaxation and joy that it brings to me. There were a few comments on the last video that were like, just smoke weed. And you know, if you're here, chances are that you're not really looking to smoke weed. I mean, if we want weed, we can get weed, right? I feel like you're probably watching this because you want to know more about it. And hopefully I answered those questions. And smoke weed if you want. Don't smoke weed if you don't. That's it. And once again, I appreciate you guys so much for supporting me. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I am so close to my goal on YouTube, and every one of you counts. Like, I swear, each time I get a comment, a like, a dislike, I don't care. It's just, it feels good to know that you guys are out there watching me, learning from me, even though it might be something as small as this. But I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the support, and I hope you guys have a fantastic night and a happy 2021.